Howdy everybody, it's Cheri Bant. Happy Friday. It's my day to check in. Week 28, living whole food plant-based. Yes. And yeah, I made it another week. If you saw last week's video, we ended up getting COVID, all of us actually. I think as of last week, we still had a holdout. Like Shelby was not not our youngest daughter, but the next youngest. She didn't have any symptoms. Everybody ended up getting it. Every one of us. So yeah, so I'm checking in. I know this is supposed to be about whole food plant-based living. We got the COVID, so I'll share a little bit about that. It's been a little bit of a road. Today's somewhat of a normal day. Darren went back to work. His quarantine was up day before yesterday, but he still was home yesterday. So today was his first day back to work. So that's kind of more of a normal thing, like for the first. And then I actually went on a walk this morning for a little bit. It was about 1.5 miles, what I'd normally do in the morning. And that was the first that I've done that since I've gotten sick. So I'm feeling a little bit wiped out from it. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it's just been a little crazy. So far we've all fared really well. We had quite a scare with one of my older sons. He ended up getting like 104 fever, and it was scary. I think it even read 105 on one of the thermometers. And we freaked out, gave him, gave him some Tylenol. I think we got it down to like 103. We ended up having to call the ER. We ended up doing Tylenol and ibuprofen, and that ended up bringing it down, so we didn't have to take him into the emergency, which was really good. So that was a little scary, and he's done fairly well since then, so no more real high spikes in fever. And he didn't seem super sick, so it still was scary. I've never had a kid have high fever like that before. So, and he's 14? Oh my gosh, I don't even know how old he is. He's 14, I think. Kids do fairly well with this, but they've all been hit pretty hard. The youngest boys got over it pretty quickly, and then everybody else is it's still lingering. So, yeah, it just takes your energy, guys. I think that's probably the hardest thing for me. I was so energetic before from eating this way and exercising every day, and then it just takes the legs right out from underneath you. Like yesterday, I could hardly get out of bed. I was kind of very zombie-ish. I had done better, and then it's like I regress a little bit. But walking today kind of felt good to move my body, even though my lungs are still weird. They just feel strange on the inside. I don't even know how to explain it. It's almost like I know my saturations are fine, but my lungs just feel not quite right when I'm breathing, which is kind of not great. But other than that, doing pretty good. Praying for anybody out there that's got it, because I know this is going around like crazy, because it is. It's a little bit of a scary thing. And I gotta tell you, I'm gonna be completely transparent. I don't know how many days ago it was, but I lost my sense of smell and taste, and still don't have it back, and I kind of freaked out about that. I'm not gonna lie, it's been, I should be grateful that we're all doing so well, and we've gotten through it, and no hospitalizations, and Darren's back to work and all the things, but gosh, I don't know, like, I can't cook, guys. I can't taste anything. I have very little even salty or sweet. Like, I have no smell at all. I could probably drink bleach and I wouldn't even know. So yeah, that's kind of a depressing thing. I'm just praying that it comes back. Because I will tell you, I started the group. If you're in there, thank you for joining. That was right before I got sick, and I had ideas of what I want to do, and I still do, but recipes are one of the things, and I had a list of things that I wanted to test, and I was going to share some of that in there with y'all, and right now, I can't taste anything, so we'll see how that goes. So you don't even really think about it, but when you're cooking, it's a problem, because you just don't even know, like, to season things or try to figure out what works or tastes well together. Yeah, so food for me right now has been tough. I've pretty much had to make myself eat, and it's just all texture, because there's no flavor. So if you have any tips for how to get your sense of smell and taste back, that would be greatly appreciated. I've done like oils. I've tried. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing there. So that's really been kind of depressing. Not gonna lie. I mean, I bawled about it, to be honest with you, because I always had, since I had the hysterectomy, like, you know, let's see, 7 years ago, is that right? I don't know. I had, after that, it's really odd. I had this heightened sense of smell, and any of my family will tell you I could smell anything, like absolutely anything. And it drove them crazy because I would complain about things a lot of times, because I'd be like, oh, I smell, you know, I smell this or I smell that. And they're like, we don't smell anything. And I'm like, oh, I do. And now, since it's not there, it's almost kind of claustrophobic. Like I used it to identify my space or my surroundings or whatever, and now I don't have it, and it's really uneasy for me. I just don't like it. So if you're a praying person, pray that that comes back. I think Allie might have lost hers as of today too, which kind of stinks, because we're the two that cook in the family, and now we can't taste anything. So I guess the others will have to be tasting food when we make it. But as far as food goes, we've just been, I ended up making like vegetable soup, homemade like a big huge crock pot of that at one point, and we kind of lived off that, and rice and potatoes and just whatever. But it's been a rough road for everybody, just trying to get back on the mend and not be sleeping a million hours. I'll tell you, I go to bed at night at like 6 o'clock, and I don't get up, and I get up at 6, so it's like 12 hours I'm sleeping a lot of times. So I'm not really napping during the day. So I think that for a lot of people that I know that have had this, they end up sleeping a lot during the day, and I don't do that necessarily. So, but yes, that's really it. I'll give you the update on the weight, which is a little insane. We can thank COVID for it. But 231 when I was in the hospital. This morning I was 148. I went under the 150 mark, and yeah, it's a little crazy. And I just haven't been eating as much. So I know that that's partly, but I think my body, I was watching when I was really sick and running a fever, I was burning about 1 calorie a day just from being ill. And I was trying to eat about the same amount as I was eating before when I was working out. So just being sick burns a lot of calories. So so if you get it, make sure you're eating, because that's probably the hardest thing. And Darren's, he's like gotten skinnier than skinny too. It's almost a little, we'll be eating the nuts and the avocados and all those things that I was kind of staying away from, just because he's dropping weight so quickly. And it's really just from not feeling hungry. Your body just kind of shuts off, which is not a really good thing. I mean, you need to fuel it to be able to get over it, and you almost have to force yourself to eat. So really, I don't have a lot because I haven't done a lot. I've just been, trying to recover. I did finish up my workshop series for the Plant Forward. The Plant Forward workshop, I don't know, I talked about that early on. It's through Center for Nutrition Studies. That was really interesting. It was hard to sit through some of it when I wasn't feeling well, but it was a lot about, sustainability for food and growing food and all of that. So it was interesting. But I finished that up. I start the last section of my my plant. I can't even think. Nutrition Studies, my certificate through them, through eCornell. I finished that section, starts next week. So hoping that I feel lots better so I can wrap that up and be done and graduate with my plant-based nutrition certificate. So yeah, so that's to come. But other than that, that's it. Don't really have a whole lot else. Just still, we could use a lot of prayers for recovery and get moving and grooving and get back to like doing our norm, which I think it's gonna be a little bit of a road getting our bodies back into shape, but we're gonna get there. So so anyways, that's all I got. I know it's only like 9 minutes. I don't really have a whole lot else. I will tell you, the cloudy head and not being able to focus is definitely a thing. So so yeah, I need to be careful what I talk about, because I might just get lost in Mushville. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I will be back with an update next week. And yeah, have a blessed one. We'll see you later.